Gen Z, or for me, because I'm millennial, the next generation. That's what I'm talking about today. You know, I feel like a lot of people of my generation, older generation, talk a lot of crap about Gen Z. So today I'm gonna be listing 5 things I really like about Gen Z. Um, because I don't know, at least on the internet, I see a lot of times like I don't see as much millennials, but sometimes I see millennials and like Gen X and be like Gen Z this, Gen Z that, and they list all like the bad things about Gen Z, and I'm like, listen, I got my problems with Gen Z, but I don't ever see y'all talk about the good things about Gen Z because Gen Z also has some good things that they do, or at least for me, things I like about Gen Z. So, and then I noticed for me, like a good half of my audience, I think of my statistics, like 56% of people that even watch my videos are Gen Z anyway. So, and then the other, I think it's like 25 is millennials, people my age. But yeah, like I just wanted to talk about Gen Z because, like I said, I feel like a lot of times Gen Z don't get a lot of people talking about the good about them. And plus, like I said, they be supporting this channel because they be the ones majority that's watching my content. So that's all. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, what I like about Gen Z is, and when I do these, obviously these are like stereotypes. Some of these are like stereotypes or generalizations, and this is not to say other generations don't do these either. It's just these are basically my observations of things I know online or in real life. So anyway, number one, the first thing I like about Gen Z, what I really like about Gen Z is, to me, compared to other generations, you don't really have to guess whether or not Gen Z likes. If Gen Z likes something, they're gonna let you know they like something, and if they don't like something, they're gonna let you know they don't like something. Like especially online, I've noticed that like you don't have to wonder like, is this hitting or do people like this or whatever. Gen Z will let you know. If your audience is Gen Z, they will let you know. Like one thing for me, like I say, I'm a Christian. One thing I'm grateful for is like Gen Z. If they like Jesus, they gonna tell you they like Jesus. If they don't mess with Jesus, they don't rock with Jesus, they gonna tell you, nah, I don't like religion, I don't like Christianity, don't talk to me about God. But if they do like God, they will be like, yeah, talk to me about Jesus. And for me, that's one of the good things I kind of like about when it comes to like churches and stuff. So it helps weed out like the fake Christians and people that claim to be Christians versus like the real ones. Because Gen Z will definitely be like, nah, don't go to that church. They fake. They ain't serious about God. You know, they ain't really showing and doing what the things of the Bible. So at least that's what I've seen, especially online. They are very much like, yeah, here's about God. And they're like, I don't care if you don't, and if they rock with God, they're like, I don't care if you don't rock with God. I like rock with God. If you don't want to hear about God, don't come here. Don't come on this page. But like I said, if they don't rock with it, they don't rock with it. And it's the same with like anything, like anime. Gen Z will let you know if they like One Piece, bruh, they gonna tell you they like One Piece. Gen Z that like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, they will tell you. They will be like, this is the greatest anime on planet Earth. But if they don't like it, if they think Jujutsu Kaisen is mid or not even just mid, just not good, they're just like, no, I don't like it. It's overrated. Trash. So, and even when it comes to YouTube content, like I noticed for me, like the ones that really like my content, they will comment. They were like, man, these are good videos. I like this. Keep it up. They'll engage in conversations. The ones that don't like it, they'll be like, nah, why are you playing this and talking about this and doing Terraria? Like, why is this? I don't get too many, but like even on other YouTube videos, I've noticed people like, nah, that's a horrible take. L take. That's what they say. L take. Horrible take. I don't like that. So like one thing I do kind of like, that you don't really have to guess when it comes to Gen Z. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And you don't have to worry about them pretending to like something just because most of the time. That's not to say that they don't do it, but that's just what I've noticed when it comes to Gen Z. Number two thing I like about Gen Z is, to me, I believe they have a lot more knowledge compared to like millennials were at their age. Because I think Gen Z is like anywhere from like, I want to say like 17, 18 to like 27, 26. I don't know what the age range is, but I know it's like they're still like teenagers to like in their late 20s is like the earliest Gen Z. And so I feel like Gen Z has a lot more knowledge available compared to like how millennials were at the age. Because like Gen Z is now like 16, 17 years old. They'll know stuff about like the political climate and like the different things going on in different countries. They know different countries like history and culture and what they do, political stuff going on in America. Bro, when I was 16, you know what I knew about? Anime and video games. Like the internet wasn't like how it is now. And like I said, that might not have to be a lot with Gen Z as much as it has to do with the internet, but still, because of that, I feel like they do have a lot more knowledge about stuff, because literally all I remember when I was in like high school was playing video games and watching anime. Like I knew some stuff about that, but politics, I mean, other than what my parents told me, like I didn't know too much about politics, where I feel like 16-year-old, 15, 16, 17-year-olds now be like I said, be knowing political backgrounds of people, presidents, candidates. They be looking up there. They'll be like, oh, okay, and they did this 20 years ago, and they know about this. And then they'll be like, oh, this law states that. Like they would just be knowing everything about everything. Like if they, like I said, it kind of goes in the first. If they really like something, it's like they know all about it too. And so it'd be great. Like Japan, bro. I was a weeaboo. Well, I would say I was more of a weeaboo in middle school than I was in high school. Because in high school, I realized I was like, bro, that's cringy. Don't do that. But like, I didn't know stuff about Japan. I didn't really start looking up a lot of stuff about Japan until I went to college. In high school, I didn't know too much about Japan. I'm like, bro, you got, like I said, 17, 16-year-olds be knowing the same amount of stuff about Japan as somebody that lives there now. So, like I said, like I would say it definitely has its drawbacks though, because like, I feel like a lot of people are a little bit more harsh on Gen Z because they're like, oh, well, you should know this because blah, blah, blah on the internet. But I'm just like, listen, you also got to realize these are children. Like, yeah, they're teenagers, so they're teenagers. But to me, like, teenagers are still kind of kids. And I'm like, they're going to make mistakes. People are going to do things. So I feel like people shouldn't be as harsh on Gen Z just because they have a lot of knowledge and know a lot of things about whatever subject because of the internet. Like, yeah, you might know stuff at the end of the day, but like I said, they're still children. They're still figuring out life. So, but yeah, I do like the fact that, like I said, Gen Z, like, as far as the knowledge department, they have a lot of knowledge at their fingertips, and they know how to know about stuff where, like I said, when I was their age, like their early teenager age part, I didn't have as much knowledge about the world. So the third thing I really like about Gen Z is when it comes to like their work and job stuff, because this is something I can relate to. So a lot of Gen Z do not let like managers and people just mistreat them at their job. And I really respect that, because that's how I am like at my job. Like, you know, Gen Z has the reputation of they're just not going to work whatever hours. They're not coming in early and working for free. They're not staying late and working for free. They're not letting managers talk to them any type of way. And I'm like, yes, because that's how I was when I was like a lot of jobs. I mean, I'm still like that, but like, especially at a lot of jobs, I was quick to be like, nah, bro. Like, I remember working at one of the hotels I was working at, and I was going to leave for something. And they were like, oh, actually, we still need your help. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, then let me not clock out and just go. She was like, oh, no, you can go clock out and then come back. I looked at her. I was like, if I clock out, I'm not coming back, because the way the clock out machine was in the back entrance. So it was literally right next to the back entrance. And I told her, I was like, if I clock out, I'm walking out that door. I don't work for free. And I would tell them, my boss and assistant general manager, I tell them consistently, I was like, I don't work for free. I'm not doing stuff for free. And so that's one thing I really like about Gen Z, because it seems like as a generation, they're like, we're not doing that. We're not just working for free. They're not just starting off working at like minimum wage, especially if they got the experience and the skill. They're like, I'm not, you know, around here, minimum wage is like $12. Like, no, I'm not getting paid $12. If I have the experience and the skill, you gonna pay me what, you know, what my skill set is. And I really like that, because I feel like us millennials, we were kind of told, okay, just be happy to get the job. And then once you get the job, you just work really, really, really hard. And then once you work really, really hard, you'll eventually move up the corporate ladder. And when you move up the corporate ladder, that's when you can start like asking for stuff and like getting paid more. Where Gen Z is like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not falling for that scam. And I really respect that about them. And that's one thing, like, if I was on a job and I was mentoring Gen Z, like, that's what I would tell them. I'd be like, nah, bro, don't let these people like take advantage of you and stuff. Because my thing is, I know for me, I ain't never been scared of getting fired from a job. I've only been fired from one job, but I've always been able to get a job. So that's why I was just like, I don't know, I didn't have that attitude of like, oh, I can't tell the managers how I feel, and I can't tell them. I was like, bruh, nah. I can always get another job. If you gonna be trying to, that's why I said, every job I worked at, I was like, I don't work for free. There was only like one hotel job, my very first hotel job, that I had to do that because my managers were actually good people. So I didn't actually have to do that. It was a matter of fact, they were so good where I would sometimes help out and come in when I didn't have to because they were such good managers. But after that job, like, nah, bro. I was like, I ain't working for free. You ain't, and like, they don't allow people to, what is it, like, take their vacation time. Just like Gen Z, be like, no, I'm just letting you know this. That's how I am. I'm like, nah, I'm letting you know I'm taking my vacation. I'm not asking for permission. I'm just letting you know. And so I really like that about Gen Z. The fourth thing I like about Gen Z, and I'm not sure if this is like a Gen Z thing or is because like just how things go, but I feel like they're more, because of them, I feel like mental health and like sexual misconduct is like very much more so talked about, because growing up, mental health wasn't talked about as much. Like I would say for at least for me, it was like the beginning. Like some people were like we talked about like autism, certain things, or like depression or whatever, but it wasn't like really talked about and explained, and like people didn't really get therapy like they should have, and stuff like that. And I feel like because of Gen Z, that's more, it's more accepted and people more talk about it. Like granted, some people, I feel like, obviously people will be going like, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I have this, and people are, sometimes I think people do over exaggerate, but like I feel like because Gen Z is more mental health conscious, I feel like more people can come out and be like, yeah, like this is what it's like to have depression, and like this is the things you go to, and these are the remedies, like going to therapy and stuff like that. And like I really feel that because of Gen Z, mental health is not as stigmatized, especially in the Black community. It's not as stigmatized as much as it used to be. And then especially the sexual misconduct like stuff, because I don't know, before then, like for example, they talked about, like I seen on the internet where they talked about how like teenage girls would date older dudes, and like that was a thing for me in millennials. I remember I had this friend, or this, he wasn't a friend, he was more like a homie I had in my computer class, and he liked this one girl in my Spanish class, and I was a senior at the time, and my Spanish class was an elective class, so you had all different grades. But I remember he was like, oh, can you talk to her for me and like find out information and see if she has a boyfriend and see what's up or whatever, right? Because like I was cool with her in Spanish class, so like I remember talking to her and asking her stuff, and like I remember asking her if she had a boyfriend. She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I don't ever see you talk to your boyfriend. He's like, oh, he don't go here, he's 20 and he's in college. And she was 15 years old, and I was like, huh? Because the guy that liked her in my computer class was 16, so he's only a year older. But she was like, yeah, my boyfriend's 20 and he goes to college and he drives. I was like, what? I was like 20, and I thought that was weird because I was 18 at the time, and I'm looking at 15-year-olds like, hey, you're a child, and he's 20 years old. I was like, bro, that's crazy. And I was like, are you sure? Like, and he's faithful to you? He's not cheating on you? He's like, oh, absolutely, yeah. He loves me. And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know, how would he want to? Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm 18. I'm like, bro, if I was 20 years old, I would not be talking to a high schooler, because absolutely not. But I thought that was weird. But like everybody was like, a lot of women were doing that. I remember going back and telling her, I said, look, bro, she already has a boyfriend and he got a car. I don't know what to tell you, because like you can't compete. But like, yeah, that was weird now that I think about it. But like that's a lot less acceptable now because of I feel like because of Gen Z. Same thing with like sexual misconduct and a lot of things because of the Me Too movement, although there's some bad things that happen because of it. But like I feel like a lot of things that were just normal things aren't really accepted. And even when it comes to men, like before, men issues when it comes to sexual, like being sexually abused or, you know, manipulated or whatever, that was like never talked about. And now, even though it's not talked about as much as it should, at least the conversation can open up where men can get like help and stuff when they, you know, teachers doing stuff to young boys and stuff. Like none of that, like back in the day, like I said, your friends would be like, oh my gosh, a teacher did that to you, that's great. And even like some dudes would have like fantasies of like, oh, I wish a teacher would be like, hey, you gotta stay back after class, and oh my gosh. But like, yeah, like I feel like because of Gen Z, like at least that conversation is opened up, and being like, okay, yeah, now not just women, this also happens to men too, and it shouldn't happen. And I feel like I said, because of Gen Z, like I said, the mental health and the sexual misconduct stuff, I feel like are not as stigmatized, and people are able to come out more because of that. And then the fifth and last thing I like about Gen Z is the memes, bruh. Gen Z be having the memes. The memes would be funny. There'd just be good memes. Like I know the brother, What's that? What's that, brother? Like, I be quoting some of the memes and I just be laughing at some of the memes. Another meme I really like is like the white guy that does the look with his eyes. That meme is really funny. There's these the around the world memes. There's two of them I have. One of like Vegeta getting thrown from Jiren. It's like around the world. That joke was really funny. Then I have a Sonic the Hedgehog one of like Sonic Mania of Knuckles doing the same thing with the ring. That meme is really funny. Another meme I really like is the peace out dude, the black guy that like disappears. That meme is really funny too. Like, just a lot of memes Gen Z has created over the years that I find really funny, even though sometimes I feel like the memes move on a little bit too fast. But I do enjoy a lot of the memes that comes from Gen Z, and I think it's really funny, and just like the internet culture, like Gen Z has like been a part of. So yeah, like I think they're funny and got a good sense of humor. So yeah, those were the 5 things I liked about Gen Z. I just want to say, Gen Z, I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all watching my content, and the fact that y'all like what I be putting out there, and that you can find good information from my videos and stuff. So all right, peace out.